What's up, people, and welcome back to another edition of Bleeding Priest Bay Area Metal Spotlight. Today I'll be covering Hectic Bleeding Priest Records' latest release, Trencher, Skullcrusher. This is actually two EPs on one vinyl. It has the Skullcrusher EP from this year, and it also has last year's Trench Metal EP. Great stuff from Oakland. I've known the singer, guitarist Marcus for quite a while. We go back a ways. I knew him when he was in the band, when he was singing for the band Hatchet from Santa Rosa or from Petaluma. And my old band Scarecrow played a number of shows with Hatchet back in the mid to late 2000s. And there was quite a bubbling young thrash scene happening in the Bay Area around that time, around like 2005 to like 2010. And Scarecrow was right in the middle of that. We weren't so young, but we were new. And we were right in the middle of it, playing with bands like Hatchet and Fog of War and Zombie Holocaust and all kinds of bands. But Marcus was a singer for Hatchet, and they were kind of the biggest band of the bunch. And they got signed to Metal Blade, and he sings on their first album. I can't remember what the album's called, like something evil. But he sings on their first album, and then he exited the band shortly after that album came out. Something I know a lot about recently. Talk about the worst timing ever for a band. You put out a record, and then your lead singer is no longer there. So it's just the worst timing ever. And I don't think Hatchet really ever bounced back from that, you know. They've had different versions of the band since then, but they haven't been so active since those days. They were playing all the time back then. And then Marcus was in a handful of bands between then and now, like Satan's Blade and a few others. But when he told me he was in Trencher, you know, I was intrigued because I always liked Marcus and thought he was a talented dude, good singer. And he actually tried out, or he was in Scarecrow for a split second. We recorded a demo with him that never got released because it didn't really turn out that well. And he'll be the first to tell you that. He even apologized to me recently about how that demo turned out. But he sang a few shows with Scarecrow, like three or four, even a show in LA. And then we just kind of broke up because, well, Death Angel took me and Damien from Scarecrow, so it all fell apart. But Marcus was in the band for a brief moment. And but let's get back to this record. Killer release. Both EPs are awesome. Oddly enough, I like the first EP a little bit more, the Trench Metal EP a little bit more. But they're both awesome. Great live band. They have a new drummer who definitely ups the game and has broadened their sound, if you will, a little bit. And I'm looking forward to their new recording with the new drummer, because there's definitely going to be a progression there. And I don't mean like they're going to not be as metal anymore. They're going to progress into something we don't want to hear. I just mean they're going to be more metal. There's going to be more double bass and more metallic thrash drum beats. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And I actually just saw them 2 nights ago at Toots Tavern and Crockett, and they rocked, man. They had a good crowd, a lot of great energy, and just fucking awesome show. And I also did a review of it on here. It goes into greater detail about some of my gripes about the sound, but I won't get into that now. So anyways, pick this up at hectic.com. We just reissued it. We're getting new versions of it. It's the same thing. No changes in the artwork or anything, but the new second edition comes in like in a week, so we'll be well stocked with that. And yeah, man, I'll see you soon. Go Niners!